welcome to episode 98 of Uncovering the Corners of the World podcast. I'm your host, Querino Canyon. Using research and my personal experiences where I actually set foot in some of these places, I'll be describing some of the unknown attractions in both the US and around the world, as well as share some hidden landmarks. On this day in 1863, absolutely nothing happened. Those words are written on a plaque in Seligman, Arizona, our first stop this week on our Route 66 road trip. How accurate is this plaque? Well, Arizona was designated as a territory in 1863, but Seligman, Arizona didn't exist yet. But a lot of events did happen after that year. Seligman was founded in 1886 and was named after Jesse Seligman, a banker from New York who helped fund the railroad lines in the area. In 1978, when the town was bypassed by Interstate 40, a Seligman resident named Angel Delgadillo set out to make sure the town wasn't lost to history. He formed the historic Route 66 Association and persuaded the state of Arizona to recognize the road between Seligman to Kingman as historic Route 66. Today, when driving down to Seligman, Arizona, there is a sign that says, Birthplace of Historic Route 66. The story of preserving this town seems familiar to another story that I've mentioned along this road trip. The plot or storyline of the 2006 animated movie Cars also involved the residents of Radiator Springs trying to save their town after it was bypassed by the interstate. In Seligman, Arizona, there is a mural painting on one of the walls that pays homage to the movie, featuring two of the characters from the film, the red race car Lightning McQueen and the rusty tow truck Towmater. A little further down the road is a small log cabin building labeled as an 1860 Arizona Territorial Jail. This jail has a barred room in the back and a room in the front for the guard. The sign in front of the jail reads, 1860 Arizona Territorial Jail, at one time held such notorious outlaws like Seligman Sam, Three Finger Jack, James Younger, and many more. In 1866, 4 Indians escaped by tunneling from this small cell to the OK Saloon. 4 days later, they were dead after a shootout with Marshal Carl Curly Bain. There is also a smaller black barred cage that is labeled a jail on wheels. There are claims that the jail isn't real, but are props that were placed by the Roadkill Cafe / OK Saloon to attract tourists. Behind the jail are buildings with a Western facade or false Western style architecture with the words Wells Fargo Stage and Freight, Tonsorial Parlor, a gun shop, a livery, and there's a plaque that says, on this day in 1863, absolutely nothing happened. About 228 miles or 3 hours and 7 minutes away from Seligman, Arizona, and just outside of Houck, is the Querino Canyon Bridge, which crosses the Querino Canyon. Built in 1929, the Querino Canyon Bridge measures 77 feet long and 20 feet wide. The bridge is constructed of a concrete-decked steel beams with 3 Pratt deck trusses, which is a type of bridge design that relies on diagonal and vertical frameworks. The bridge is supported by concrete abutments and steel lattice guardrails. Querino Canyon Bridge was the largest built bridge as part of the rehabilitation project. After Interstate 40 was built, the road that traveled to the bridge became a county road during the 1960s, carrying local traffic to Navajo Nation land. In 1988, the bridge was listed on the National Register of Historic Places and is recognized as a historic bridge along Route 66. In Holbrook, Arizona, about 62 miles from Houck, we arrive at the Wigwam Motel number 6 along Route 66, where each guest gets to stay in a teepee for the night. There were originally 7 Wigwam Village motels that were built between 1936 and the 1950s. The first motel was built by Frank Redford, and he designed the Wigwam Motel to have teepee-shaped motel units around a museum shop. He came up with the concept for the cone-shaped motel rooms after seeing an ice cream stand in Long Beach, California. In Arizona, the Wigwam Motel number 6 is located at 811 West Hopi Drive in Holbrook. This motel was built by Chester E. Lewis, who bought copies of the plan and the rights to build this type of motel. Arranged in a semicircle around the office are 15 concrete and steel freestanding teepees. The teepees measure 21 feet wide at the base and 28 feet high, painted white with a red zigzag above the doorway. The teepees had original handmade hickory furniture and included a toilet, shower, and sink. Vintage cars are parked in front of the teepees, while in the front of the main office there used to be gas pumps, until the motel was remodeled in 1988, after Mr. Lewis's wife and children repurchased the property. Part of the motel was remodeled into a museum. This motel is one of the last 3 surviving Wigwam Motels and was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2002. The Wigwam Village Motel No. 7 is in Rialto/San Bernardino, California, and the Wigwam Village Motel No. 2 is in Cave City, Kentucky. On the silver screen, you might have noticed that one of the buildings in the movie Cars is similar to the Wigwam Motels. In Radiator Springs, the lodging building, called Cozy Cone Motel, features rooms or garages for the vehicles shaped like bright orange traffic cones, also arranged in a semicircle like the teepees. Approximately 73 miles from Holbrook is the small town of Lupton, Arizona, and it's one of the entry points to the state from New Mexico. In 1905, the town was named after the first trader in Lupton, G.W. Lupton. He was a trainmaster who worked at the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway in 1892. Lupton used to serve as a central point for military expeditions and for supply routes before it was moved to Fort Sumner in New Mexico. The town makes a short appearance in the 1940 film The Grapes of Wrath, where a family travels through Arizona on their way to California. In Lupton, painted cliffs tower over gift shops. On these high sandstone bluffs are a few statuesque figures of animals, like an eagle and a moose, overlooking the Yellowstone gift shop, Yellow Horse Trading Post, Teepee Trading Post, Blanket Store, Chaparral Trading Post, and State Line General Store. Most of these trading posts have been selling souvenirs since the birth of Route 66. Next to the Teepee Trading Post is a map of Route 66 with an arrow marking Lupton, letting travelers know that this is where they are on Route 66. While next to the map is also a photo stand-in of a teepee, and in the foreground are cutouts of a family driving along Route 66. The Teepee Trading Post building is shaped like a tall teepee, and inside there are tons of souvenirs, such as postcards and Native American items like art and pottery. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. To learn more about the history of Arizona, check out the website statemuseum.arizona.edu. If you're interested in learning more about Seligman, Arizona, check out the National Park Service website on Arizona, Seligman Historic District, and Seligman, Arizona Chamber. To read more about the Querino Canyon Bridge, check out the National Park Service website and webpage on Arizona Querino Canyon Bridge. To read about the history of Wigwam Motels, check out the National Park Service website on Arizona Wigwam Village Motel No. 6 and the website wigwammotel.com/history. Lastly, if you want to learn more about Lupton, Arizona, check out the websites ontheroadarizona.com/Lupton, the website theroute66.com/Lupton, and the website tsesiani.navajochapters.org. Have a great week.